what you want is to have that day-to-day aspect align with your long-term goals. So it's important to really understand what do I envision myself to be in so many years, and what do I need to be doing now each day to really get there.
The whole evolution is about coming to choice. It's all about having choice where we didn't feel we had it before, or we didn't operate from choice before.
If you have high levels of NAD, you will have lots of energy production and lots of repair. And if you have low levels of NAD, you will generally have lower energy levels and lower levels of repair.
You know what happened to you though, Sanj?
Yeah.
You tapped into your body intelligence. If we get our heads out the way, we can let our bodies heal themselves.
The four that we focused on were like a reishi mushroom, which is really good for like calming the immune system and is a really strong adaptogenic. Because people would come in and they'd be like, I'm really stressed after work. What can I have in my drink that'll help me calm down? So, we kind of found a mushroom for that.
Red light therapy is the biohacker name for photobiomodulation. Yes, there's now about 9,700 academic articles published on this subject, including over 1,000 randomized placebo-controlled clinical trials, which is the gold standard of medicine. And here in the UK, it's a recommended treatment in the National Health Service.
How do we regulate our methylation, as you just mentioned? How do we do that?
Yeah, the way we make this as easy as possible to understand for people, we're not going to give them a file with 1.2 million epigenetic markers on it, right? I mean, that is a lot of data. We can't even interpret all that data, right? We're still learning on what it means. So how we make this easily digestible to the consumer is we use our published peer-reviewed algorithms to interpret them for age outcomes, right? Things like biological age, pace of aging, aging of different organ systems, telomere age. There's all these types of biological aging we can actually report based on those DNA methylation, based on those genetic expression levels. And why I like to bring it back to aging is because regardless of how old you are, regardless if you have a disease diagnosis, aging is the #1 risk factor for all-cause mortality and morbidity. So we're reporting out these epigenetic modifications to you, these genetic expression levels, and that biggest risk factor. We're going to measure that, get a baseline, and then we may implement changes or protocols through lifestyle factors, supplements, medications, or procedural-based implementation to help gene expression, turn things off or turn things on, depending on that location and what we really want to do. So we'd like to talk about genetic or epigenetics and that expression through the lens of aging in these algorithmic interpretations.
So what's the difference between what you do and what a lot of other companies do? Because I've tested around 11 or 12 epigenetic aging, biological aging type of clocks, and they've all come out at a range of different ages.
Yeah.
And I've gone into which ones I think are actually science-based or not. And you liked my interview with Nicolina, so it's no secret that I think glycan age are at a good level. But the spectrum of what's out there, it's so difficult for the normal guy to understand. And I saw your post on David Sinclair's cheeky clock. I saw your post about that, which I've made a note about. And I think this is something which is a bit of a passion to you as well. How do we demystify this world of epigenetic clocks and which ones are reliable and not?
Yeah, we have to educate, I think. And that's, Sanj, why I love conversations like this, is I'm really makes me nervous that a lot of companies out there are using this as more of a marketing to gain, customer acquisition, right? And then upcharge them on a supplement or another product.
This is a story of how Gurleen Arora reduced her weight by, wait for it, by 40 kilograms.
You are right. Discipline is the key to success. You always know this quote. This is the thing which is being taught to us in the school. If you want to do something, you have to sacrifice. Sacrifice in the sense, you have to sacrifice the late night parties. You have to sacrifice good carb loaded food like butter chicken, or for God's sake, this chole bhature and all that stuff.
This is why we put ourselves through the training, isn't it? That's exactly, you're not only training yourself physically, but you're training yourself mentally. So
don't think too far ahead. Just control what's in front of you right now. Make the changes based on lifestyle medicine. Look at your habits and things will change. on autopilot. It's not a fad, it's a process that takes time and it won't happen overnight. But with small process changes, driven by data and my knowledge of the industry, you will turbo boost your life.